Hey guys, Scott with Heritage Farms, Texas. Well, here it is. It's Friday morning. Took a day of vacation. Actually took 2 days vacation. Yesterday, took my daughter. She was in town, so we went out to the State Fair of Texas. Had just a great day. Was able to soak in the environment. The weather was pretty nice. A little bit on the warm side for this time of the year, but anyway, had a good time and really enjoyed that quality time anytime she's around. So today, what are we doing? Well, today is Friday. My wife had to work, so I'm on the way to the farm. And it's still very disappointing. Just to give you guys an update, we are still without a tractor. We are basically going on 5 weeks now where we have not had a tractor. Now, in the dealership's defense, they told me on the front end that they were behind because they've had COVID hit their shop and they had basically a shortage of mechanics. So fast forward, they finally get around to working on my tractor, and it is indeed the injector pump that's out. Well, now this is where supply chain issues come into impact, and I don't care what industry you're in, pretty much every single industry is having supply chain issues at this point in time. So now we're waiting on parts to have the injector pump rebuilt, and then maybe I'll get it back next week. So honestly, the very small amount of work has went into the tractor. It's just basically been sitting at the dealership waiting on parts, or actually it was sitting there for a couple of weeks just waiting to be looked at. Then, now we're waiting on parts to come in. So very frustrating. Thank goodness I have some friends, that have helped me out, letting me use their tractor for various things, but still you kind of hate to abuse that relationship. And if you're like me, you just feel guilty to even ask. So, anyway, so today, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to do the best we can. We're going to look at the cattle. We're going to check things out. We'll check fences. We might even spray the perimeter fences with Roundup, trying to kill the weeds and brush and shrubs before it turns dormant into winter. We may do a little bit of hog hunting tonight. Just kind of depends. I guess try to make the best of a bad situation. It's so dry and dusty here in North Texas. We got a couple of little showers, but nothing substantial. And man, North Texas is in a drought, and it is very, very dusty and dry. So anyway, come along for the ride this weekend, guys. We'll give you some update. We'll check out all of the hay. It was delivered. I haven't had a chance to see what that looks like since it was all delivered and stacked. So kind of anxious to see that. And we'll deal with whatever it gives us today. So, all right, man, come along for the ride. Okay, they delivered hay while I was gone the last 2 weeks. So kind of nice that at least something went right, So this is our Telephone 2 property. And we had them deliver 60 bales of hay to this location. So somewhere, I'm over 200 bales of hay going into the winter, so hopefully that'll be enough to get us through. But the fact that it is so dry and dusty and hot, I just don't know. But it's good looking hay. Happy to have it. And we'll see where we go from here. But so I think we have like, 150 bales at the other location, and there's roughly 60 here. So hopefully that'll get us through the winter time. Okay guys, well, here on the right-hand side of this fence is the bull pasture, or where we're keeping the bulls. But on the left-hand side of the fence, I need to run some cows. Now, in theory, most of these cows will be bred, but this fence isn't the best thing in the world. So what I've done here today is I came in here and I'm putting in some of these little clips to hold the, to hold the fence off of the, you can see it holds the string or the hot wire off of the barbed wire fence, because you don't want it to touch and shore down or anything like that. So the reason I'm putting this little hot wire up is just a little bit of an incentive, pardon me, so that if a bull comes up here and starts to push on this fence trying to get over there to the cows, he's going to get a nice little shock, and maybe that'll be enough of a deterrent where he will decide to just stay over here and not mess with it. But you just never ever know. So I'm just kind of coming through here doing a final check, making sure that the wire is not touching the metal post or the barbed wire. Pardon me. so dusty on here today, I'm all choked up. Okay, so this is what we're doing. We're putting that hot wire up, and in essence, we're going to try to keep the bulls on the right-hand side of the fence. We're going to be rotational grazing some cows on the left-hand side of the fence. So the one strand of hot wire is just a little bit of an incentive to keep the bulls over. Hopefully they'll walk up there, get zapped, and then they'll quickly realize, I think I'm going to stay on this side of the fence. That's the plan. As you can tell, this is not a great fence. One day we're going to replace it. But what's the saying? Time and money. So here we are without a tractor. It's 95 degrees in basically the early part of October. Check out some of these young yearling bulls here. These are some registered Sam Angus bulls. They are basically about 8 months old. They will be for sale as yearlings. If anybody's interested, hey, reach out. All right, guys, I'm just giving you a little snapshot of what we're doing on a Friday afternoon without a tractor. Once again, trying to make the best of a bad situation and at least continue the rotational grazing. Okay, guys, well, hey, man, we're back at it. So, you know, I showed you about a week ago, some of these were starting to come open and some were running a little bit late, but we are starting to find them. So that's what we're doing today. We're walking around looking for some pecans. Look here, right here. Here's one that's, oh yeah, ready to come out. Apologize for having to film and video, but there you go. This is how you get pecan trees. One day we'll invest in a shaker or hire a shaker to come by, contract that out, speed this process up. But for the time being, this is what's going on. Good morning, guys. Hey, Saturday morning, 7:30. Slept late this morning, but I'm here right at sunrise, basically. So what are we doing? Well, today we're gonna feed some cattle. We're gonna go around and check and see if there's any straggler pecans left, and try to work on that. And hopefully it'll be a pretty easy, mild day, but once again, we still have no tractor, so just looking for little odds and end jobs. We may move a hog trap today, but other than that, that's pretty much it. Just thought I'd give you an early morning shot from the pecan orchard. One of my favorite places on the farm is first thing in the morning at sunrise. It's just such a beautiful place to be, and I don't know, tranquil and calm, which I like. All right, guys, more to follow today. Just another example of the hog damage in the pecan orchard. I mean, they just terraced it, and this was right next to the road, so you can just kind of stand back and you can see it's literally like somebody took a rototiller and just went down that side of the tree. And that kind of damage is throughout the pecan orchard. So later today, we're gonna move a couple of the box traps into the pecan orchard, put them basically right in the middle of the lanes, and we'll see if we can catch anything. Okay, well, here's the heifers. They're coming on up, checking out to see what's going on. This one white-faced one, I think she's the leader of the group. She's always the first one here. She gets the ladies up. Good morning, girls. What are y'all doing? What are y'all doing? Y'all doing all right? Good morning. Should be 14 of them in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. All right, good. Good, good, good. I like it. I like it a lot. So Mr. Dale is coming behind us in the Kubota. We're still without our tractor, so we're using everything we can to get by. So, what's up, girls? They're not interested in doing that. Well, I've got it here. I was going to show you the tag system here. So this is an H284. The H is the Simmental Angus designation for 2020 calves. So the two white-faced ones were actually born in like December of 2020. Everything else in here has got a 119 for The 1, of course, stands for 21, but they will ultimately have J tags because J is the Sim Angus number or letter for 2021 calves. So that's how we work our tag system, if you will. And you can see here comes the Kubota. We're coming on in, and the ladies recognize orange. They're kind of digging orange. They used to be a big fan of blue, but now it's all about the orange. All right, watch this, man. This is like the Pied Piper. They're gonna take off and follow him here pretty fast here as he comes on in. Go ahead, girls. Follow him on over. And just like that, they get it. You know, it's not as convenient as feeding with the trip hopper. The trip hopper is a lot more accurate. You can put out the right number of clicks or piles. With this, you're dumping a bucket, and hey, but it's survival right now. Cattle drive this morning, a little bit more difficult because we don't have Old Blue, and they're not quite familiar with following this this one tractor. But boy, it sure is dusty. But we are trying. We are trying to get them there. So we will see how this goes and what happens. But so far, so good. We're making progress slowly but surely. Okay, you can tell this pasture is not great, but hey, it's a little bit better. This pasture has slowly been getting better though. We've been doing a little more rotational grazing. We bush hogged it a few times. We got rid of the cacti, or actually the landlord did 99% of the work on removing the cacti in this area. And things are looking pretty good. So we're getting the cows in here, getting them settled in. You know, maybe they can make it a week or two over here, and we'll see how they hold up, but we got them here. Okay, we're moving another set of cows. This is the group at Telephone 1. We're moving from one pasture to another. You can see, man, the grass is just not there. A lot of goat weeds. I mean, the grass has just stopped growing. These cold nights, getting down in the 50s, high 50s at night, and the lack of rain, man, it's not good. So we're gonna move them over. The second half of this field next to the tree line has a hot wire. It's got a little more grass in it, and on the other side. But bottom line, they needed to change pastures and give that other one a chance to bounce back, or maybe we could get another couple of weeks off of it sometime here early November. But we'll see, man. It's this is the time of the year where you're racing to get every blade of grass you can. Okay, thought I'd give you a little update. So when you have a drought, you got to make the best of the situation. And so here in the month of September, going into October, we've just had no rain in North Texas. So the tanks are really, really low. The ponds are really, really low. So I talk about this from time to time. And, you know, when you get lemons, you got to make lemonade. So this was a little bitty tank that we had here on our Telephone 2 property. And now that it's dried out, every time we've been coming into the pasture to feed, you know, since my tractor's in the shop, we've been using Dale's Kubota, and it's pretty much standard operating equipment. He keeps the box blade and the bucket on his tractor pretty much at all times. So every time he comes down to feed, he comes by and he spends 15 or 20 minutes, makes a few passes here on this little pond, and we're actually doing pretty good. Or he is doing pretty good, but you can see he's really cleaned this thing out, and it's actually pretty good. Now over here, he's made a mound of dirt, if you will. So later, when we get ready to fill in low spots around the property, it'll be real easy to come in with your bucket and just scoop dirt out of this mound that we have over here. So very, very pleased. You know, probably increase the size of this pond by, I don't know, 10, 15%. Now what he wants to do, he wants to come back on this side, and right over here, of course, we wish that big tree wasn't in there, but you're not gonna move that big guy. But the plan right now is all of this, under whenever we have a lot of rain, water's all the way up to here, so there's a lot of water. But we're gonna come in and dig out the east side of this pool and clean that up as well. So kudos to Dale. He is a master at the making the best out of a bad situation. But that's what we're doing. We're cleaning out the pool, getting us a good little mound of dirt right here. But now, when we have a lot of water, this pool should actually extend all the way up into this area right here. So we'll come back, and I think this week he's gonna try to clean out this side to make it look like the other side. We're slowly gonna turn this into a nice looking little pond. So there you go, just an update on what we're doing in the middle of a drought and when you're using your friend, neighbor's tractor.